I don't know if this is it. We'll find out. But it could be the whole corps, or it could be half of the corps of ours. And the folks out front with the regimental staff. Looks like there's one regimental staff. Because it's family. A through I4. So E1, B1, C1.
And the Corps of Cadets,
First year.
participating in today's parade and review, are leaving their barracks. Tunnels called Sally Ports.
You get more
And they're in their summer uniforms. They're kind of cool.
privileges.
They'll be putting their jackets on, I think, for a game. Oh, it's going to get warmer. It's a beautiful day here at West Point. It's going to hit 70 today. 12 noon start. Army football versus University of Alabama, Birmingham. Army is undefeated so far, looking for the 6th win. UAB has been struggling 1-4 on the season. That was a great view of the Cadet Chapel. I actually took a tour this week. So much history. So many of the stained glass windows are donated by individual classes. Guard is leaving Sally Port.
That was what they put the guns. So they stretched the chain across the river to Constitution with cannon in his mouth.
That senior leadership team coming out on the plane. First captain is Caroline Robinson. Standing, facing us now. We're out in Tulsa last week.
Very highly.
Colors approaching the parade grounds. Yeah, the crowd here.
The commander of troops for today's parade is the brigade commander, Cadet First Captain Caroline Robinson from Mountain Brook, Alabama. Her staff consists of the brigade adjutant, Cadet Captain Brooks Johnson from Woodstock, Georgia, The Brigade Executive Officer, Cadet Captain Shepard Zena from New York, New York. The Brigade Operations Officer, Cadet Captain Eric Rodriguez from Zenith, Missouri. The Brigade Information Systems Officer, Cadet Captain Owen Hodges from Gurnee, Illinois. The Brigade Act Captain, Cadet Captain Ashley Schote from Las Vegas, Nevada. And the Brigade Medical Officer, Cadet Captain Brianna Brasco from Orlando, Florida. The reviewing party for today's review consists of Lieutenant General Steve Gillen, Superintendent, United States Military Academy, Class of 1990. Command Sergeant Major Phil Barretto, Command Sergeant Major of the United States Military Academy. Dr. Ray Watts, President of the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Major Florin Herrera, Philippine Army, 2024 Ninja Award for Valor at Arms recipient, Class of 2013. Colonel Brian Frizzell, Commander, 1st Brigade, 1st Armored Division, Class of 2002. Command Sergeant Major Michael De Leon, 1st Brigade, 1st Armored Division, Command Sergeant Major. Colonel Chad Foster, Deputy Commandant of the United States Corps of Cadets, Class of 1998. Command Sergeant Major Tony Powers, Command Sergeant Major of the United States Corps of Cadets. And Brigadier General Shane R. Reeves, Dean of the Academic Board, Class of 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for honors and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Please feel free to sing along with us as our national anthem is played.
Please be seated.
As the superintendent, Lieutenant General Steve Gillen, passing the order to the first captain, initiate the pass and review of the parade of cadets. We're enjoying watching this pageantry here at Westwood. Any alumni back? Veterans? Come to West Point band.
The pass and review serves two functions for the superintendent. It dismisses the cadets and at the same time provides an opportunity to inspect the state of discipline and training. As the cadets pass and review before the reviewing party, members of each unit will turn their head and eyes and salute on the command, "Eyes right." The marches that will be played as the cadets pass and review are America Exultant, the official West Point March, the March of the 1st Armored Division, Iron Soldier, the UAB Fight Song, On Brave Old Army Team, and The Army Goes Rolling Along. The United States Military Academy Band is under the direction of the Deputy Commander and Conductor, Captain Philip Tappan, and Drum Major, Master Sergeant Anna Pennington. The 1st Regiment is commanded by Cadet Captain Ava Spinar from Lincoln, Nebraska. The Regimental Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Edward Chen from Madison, Wisconsin. The 1st Battalion is commanded by Cadet Captain Elliot Lim from Meriden, Idaho. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Andrew Sanchez from Carmel, Indiana. Company A is commanded by Cadet Captain Adam Fatabeni from Nazareth, Pennsylvania. The 1st Sergeant is Cadet 1st Sergeant Austin Heminger from Somerset, Pennsylvania. Company B is commanded by Cadet Captain Connor Bryant from Kenoe, Illinois. The 1st Sergeant is Cadet 1st Sergeant Ella Campbell from Coarse Gold, California. commanded by Cadet Captain Hunter Howell from Edna, Texas. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Leah Stokes from Raleigh, North Carolina. The 2nd Battalion is commanded by Cadet Captain Parker Stewart from Summerfield, North Carolina. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Evan Asuncion from Bethesda, Maryland. Company D is commanded by Cadet Captain Isaac Bond from Cumming, Georgia. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Samuel Olson from Woodbury, Minnesota. Company E is commanded by Cadet Captain Justin Yee from Sewanee, Georgia. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Chris Tamer from Whitmore Lake, Michigan. Company F is commanded by Cadet Captain Grace Ruling from Corning, New York. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Will Dark from Atlanta, Georgia. The 3rd Battalion is commanded by Cadet Captain Nicholas Flood from Hilton Head, South Carolina. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Trayvon Buchanan from Chicago, Illinois. Company G is commanded by Cadet Captain Wyatt Richardson from New Braunfels, Texas. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Daniel Olson from Harpersfield, New York. Company H is commanded by Cadet Captain William Knowlton from Fayetteville, Georgia. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Joseph Boyquay from Sherrville, Indiana. Company I is commanded by Cadet Captain Reagan Killebrew from Germantown, Tennessee. The First Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant William Farkas from Tunnelton, West Virginia. Since the days of the American Revolution, flag bearers have been an important element in ceremonies. At the center of today's formation and bearing the national colors is the United States Corps of Cadet Color Guard, led by Cadet Color Sergeant Jacob Owen from Middleton, Delaware. Marching with the colors is the Brigade Command Sergeant Major, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Slade Streeter from Edvarda, Colorado.
The 2nd Regiment is commanded by Cadet Captain Mary Rotenberg from Bronxville, New York. The Regimental Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Sammy Ruggiero from New Fairfield, Connecticut. The 1st Battalion is commanded by Cadet Captain Jeremiah Malman from Bowie, Maryland. The Battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Brian Whitfield from Central Valley, New York.
You do a good job.
How's your family? How's your mom?
Thank you. Thanks for asking. You're doing well. Thanks for
Good.
asking.
I know you make a big sacrifice having gone over
I
the
appreciate that. Yeah, 41.
Yeah, well, great, thanks.
Company A is commanded by Cadet Captain Landon Stauffer from Salisbury, Maryland. The 1st Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Zachary Neal from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, we are. We'll invite you.
Okay, maybe we'll see you. Good to see you, sir.
Company B is commanded by Cadet Captain Barrett Connor from Devil's Lake, North Dakota. The 1st Sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Claire Clayson from Wallkill, New York. Company C is commanded by Cadet Captain Everett Newbury from Spokane, Washington. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant William Cooper from Westport, Connecticut. The second battalion is commanded by Cadet Captain Emily Boyer from Frederica, Delaware. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Carl Stolberg from Clarksburg, Maryland. Company D is commanded by Cadet Captain Cale Sheets from Fort Smith, Arkansas. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Nathaniel Whitmore from Big Spring, Texas. Company E is commanded by Cadet Captain Mitchell Walker from Brandon, South Dakota. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Patrick Fottery from Indialantic, Florida.
Sad song, they'll say, very little Army team.
Company F is commanded by Cadet Captain David Blair from Argyle, Texas. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Luke Cho from Woodridge, New Jersey. The third battalion is commanded by Cadet Captain Daniel Somerhalder from South Lake, Texas. The battalion Command Sergeant Major is Cadet Command Sergeant Major E. Claiborne Saylor from Haymarket, Virginia. Company G is commanded by Cadet Captain Hughes Deschner from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Elizabeth Zhu from Leesburg, Virginia. Company H is commanded by Cadet Captain Liam Fitzgerald from Woburn, Massachusetts. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Alexander Trevino from Lubbock, Texas. Company I is commanded by Cadet Captain Sam Kreitzman from Scottsdale, Arizona. The first sergeant is Cadet First Sergeant Ivan Kremernick from Predvor, Slovenia. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song, "The Army Goes Rolling Along." Please feel free to sing along as it is played.
if you got about 42 people watching. Appreciate it. Down seems to work on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's review. Please remain in your seats as the United States Military Academy parachute team will now conduct a free fall demonstration. We would like to remind everyone to please stay off the plane as you exit the parade grounds. Black Knights Alley, located on House Field between the Foley Center and Mikey Stadium, is now open and will close at kickoff. Come on up and support the Army football team as they prepare to take on the UAB Blazers. Again, thank you for attending and enjoy the rest of your day. Go Army, beat UAB. And now, performing for you live, your very own West Point parachute team.